Over the years, even something simple like climbing stairs, walking to the store, or just getting out of bed in the morning can become really challenging. Does that heavy feeling in your legs, like your steps are pulling you back, sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone. Every 11 seconds, an elderly person ends up in the hospital because they fell due to weak leg muscles. But this doesn't have to be your fate. You don't need a huge change or expensive treatments to regain your strength. The answer might have been quietly waiting for you in your kitchen all this time. Chickpeas. This simple but powerful food, thanks to its plant-based protein, can slow down and even reverse the muscle loss that speeds up with age. With magnesium, iron, and vitamin B6, it balances your muscle contractions, boosts nerve muscle communication, and reduces that tired feeling. I still remember Maria's story. She was afraid of falling in the bathroom and having to live with a cane. But she started eating just 125 grams of boiled chickpeas 3 times a week. 5 weeks later, she was walking confidently again. You can do the same. Add chickpeas to salads, soups, or even as roasted snacks. My advice: eat about half a cup 3 times a week. If you've tried it before, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0, because starting together is always easier. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for the next powerful food. Because in the next video, I'll share an effective solution for those nighttime cramps that disrupt your sleep. Now take a deep breath and know this: strength begins again on a small plate. So why chickpeas exactly? Because after age 50, the body starts losing about 1 to 2% of muscle mass every year on average. This is called sarcopenia. Usually, the first place you notice it is in your legs. Chairs feel too high, your knees get tired easily, and your balance gets wobbly when you walk. But here's the good news: you can slow down, even reverse, this process. And chickpeas are one of the most natural helpers for this. Chickpeas have high-quality plant protein, complex carbs, and lots of fiber. This combo not only helps repair muscles, but also keeps you full and energized for longer. Plus, thanks to magnesium and vitamin B6, they balance muscle contractions and help your nervous system send the right signals to your muscles. That stiffness, cramps, and the "my legs feel like lead" feeling you often hear about in older people, most of that comes from lacking these minerals. Here's another example: Joseph, who's 81. Climbing stairs had become almost impossible for him. His knees trembled, and he was starting to think about using a cane. We added just 3 chickpea recipes a week to his meal plan: a soup, a salad, and a stew. On week 5, he called me and said, "I can walk like a normal person again." That was the quiet miracle of food, not medicine. If you want to add chickpeas to your routine, here are some practical tips. For lunch: chickpea salad, boiled chickpeas, chopped cucumber, olive oil, lemon juice, and parsley. For dinner: spicy chickpea soup with turmeric, cumin, and black pepper to boost your immunity. For a snack: baked chickpeas, crispy with olive oil, thyme, and garlic powder. A little tip: soaking dried chickpeas overnight in water with some baking soda before cooking makes them easier to digest and reduces their phytic acid content. This especially helps older people absorb iron better and prevents digestive issues like gas. Remember, chickpeas may seem like a simple food, but when used regularly and the right way, they can be the foundation of your mobility in old age. Because health sometimes starts with just a handful. Now it's your turn. Have you tried any of these recipes before? How often do you include chickpeas in your meals? Write in the comments. And if this video gave you a feeling of a start, don't forget to hit like. This is only part 1. In the next video, we'll talk about the reason behind the cramps that disturb millions of people's sleep and the natural way to stop them. Subscribe now, because maybe the next video will change your night. Sometimes everything goes smoothly. You have your dinner, lie down a bit, and get into bed. But then, suddenly at 3 a.m., you wake up. Your leg cramps. Your eyes open to a painful, throbbing cramp. You can't move for a while. You massage your legs, get up and walk around, put a hot water bottle on it. Maybe you feel a bit better. But the next day, you wake up tired and restless. This has become a nightly routine for millions of people. Especially for those over 60, nighttime cramps don't just disturb sleep comfort, they threaten overall health too. But behind this problem usually lies one simple deficiency: magnesium. And this is where pumpkin seeds come in. This small, Simple snack provides all the support needed for healthy communication between the nervous system and muscles. Rich in magnesium, pumpkin seeds also contain zinc, good fats, and antioxidants. This combo not only reduces cramps but also eases joint inflammation, calms the nervous system, and prevents involuntary muscle contractions. To show this isn't just theory, let me tell you Carmen's story. She's 68 and used to wake up regularly at night with cramps. The pain in her legs left her exhausted every morning. She stretched her legs before bed, took warm showers, but nothing helped. I just suggested one thing. Eat a handful of unsalted, raw pumpkin seeds every day. By the third week, she told me, for the first time, there was silence in my leg. By week 6, the cramps were completely gone. Carmen woke up peacefully for the first time in years. Science backs this up too. A clinical study in Madrid found that people over 55 who ate 30 to 40 grams of pumpkin seeds daily for 6 weeks had a 31% reduction in nighttime cramps. They also showed significant improvement in balance and stability tests. Adding these powerful seeds to your life is super easy. You can sprinkle them on salads, mix into vegetable dishes, or just eat them roasted as a snack. Tasty, practical, and effective. Here's an important tip about timing. Eating pumpkin seeds between 3 and 5 p.m. helps your body absorb magnesium better and prepares your nervous system for the night. This little detail can directly affect your sleep quality. So what about you? Have you tried pumpkin seeds for this purpose before? At what time did you feel the most benefit? Please share in the comments. If this info gives you hope for a new solution, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you won't miss the next part. Because in the next video, we'll talk about a miracle from the sea that strengthens your bones and joints. Together, we'll discover how to rebuild your weakening bone structure over the years with a simple but effective habit. Now take a deep breath. Because this journey is just beginning. It's time to take the next step for strong steps ahead. Ready? Let's continue. That crack you hear from your knee when you stand up from a chair, or that rubbing feeling under your kneecap when you climb stairs. Maybe one morning you wake up feeling like your joints have rusted. These are often seen as normal signs of aging. But actually, these feelings are your body's silent screams. Your bones, joints, and connective tissues might need more support now. The good news is that support doesn't have to come from an injection or a complicated treatment. The answer is hidden in one of nature's most powerful sources that many overlook: seaweed. Seaweed, especially brown types like wakame, kombu, and sea lettuce, is unique when it comes to bone health and joint repair. Why? Because it's not just about calcium. It also contains iodine and rare anti-inflammatory compounds like fucoidin and laminorin that help calcium absorption. These increase joint fluid production, protect cartilage, and support bone tissues weakened over time. Let me share Maria's story here. She's 70 and used to be a yoga instructor, but she had to quit because of knee pain. The pain made moving in the mornings impossible. We worked on both exercise and diet. We added seaweed to her meals 3 times a week. A gentle routine of warm miso soup with wakame, lightly pickled seaweed salads, and vegetables wrapped in nori sheets. 2 months later, Maria called me and said, "My knees don't crack anymore. And best of all, I can bend again." This wasn't just relief. She regained flexibility and mobility. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that women over 60 who ate seaweed 2 to 3 times a week had on average 16% higher bone density than those who didn't. This is crucial in preventing serious injuries like hip fractures from falls in old age. Eating seaweed doesn't have to be complicated. Here are some simple and tasty ideas to include this powerful food in your life. Add a few slices of wakame to a warm miso soup. Sprinkle seaweed flakes on your salad. Wrap cooked vegetables or brown rice in nori sheets. Make a refreshing side dish by marinating seaweed with light vinegar and olive oil. One small tip: adding fresh ginger slices and a drop of sesame oil to your seaweed soup not only boosts flavor, but also supports calcium absorption. It's also good for digestion, especially if your metabolism has slowed a bit with age. Remember, a chair squeak or knee pain isn't the fate of aging. Your body is still open to repair. And sometimes that repair starts on a plate from the depths of the ocean. Have you tried seaweed before? Which type do you prefer? I'd love to hear in the comments. And if this info gave you new hope for strength and flexibility, don't forget to like the video. In the next episode, we'll talk about a system that starts at your toes but affects your brain. Because that disconnection feeling you get when walking is more common than you think. And the solution might be hidden in a creamy green fruit. Subscribe to keep going. Because every step brings you closer to your old strength. Ready? Let's move on to the next part. Sometimes your foot might catch while walking, but you don't even understand why it happened. Or you feel a slight tingling in your toes, but just blame it on temporary tiredness. Worse yet, when you walk, it feels like your legs are moving, but your brain doesn't fully feel the movement. This disconnection feeling can be a sign of nervous system decline that increases with age. The good news is, to fix this, you don't need to send more signals to your body. What you actually need is a stronger connection. And that connection can be built with one of nature's healthiest fats, avocado. Avocado isn't just a popular breakfast item. Thanks to the monounsaturated fats called oleic acid it contains, it strengthens the membranes of nerve cells. This clarifies communication between your brain, spinal cord, and lower limbs. As a result, your reflexes speed up, your balance improves, and your risk of falling while walking decreases. But that's not all. Avocado also has a high amount of potassium. Potassium is a critical mineral for muscle contractions. Without enough, you can get sudden leg cramps, muscle weakness, and feel fatigued. The vitamin E in avocado protects nerve endings from oxidative damage and slows down degenerative effects that come with age. Here's Miguel's story. He was 79. Taking walks in the park with his grandson was his greatest joy. But lately, he had numbness in the soles of his feet and had trouble feeling his steps. It deeply affected him. We just added one change to his routine. Every morning, mashed avocado on whole wheat bread, topped with some chia seeds and a few drops of lemon juice. For weeks later, he came back to the clinic with shining eyes. "I can feel the ground under my feet again," he said, "and I can match my grandson's steps with my own." That moment showed just what a fruit can do. According to a 2021 study by the American Geriatrics and Nutrition Institute, people over 65 who ate avocado at breakfast at least 4 times a week showed significant improvements in balance and posture tests within just 6 weeks. They struggled less when getting up from chairs and stumbled less on uneven ground. So how can you add more avocado to your life? You can spread mashed avocado on whole grain bread for breakfast. Add diced avocado to quinoa or lentil salads. Blend it with banana and almond milk for a smooth, soft smoothie. Make wraps with lettuce leaves, adding tomato and boiled eggs inside. And here's one simple but effective tip. Sprinkle some crushed walnuts, flax seeds, or chia seeds on your avocado. This mix increases your intake of omega-3 fatty acids that nourish nerve pathways along with vitamin E and reduces joint inflammation. This small but powerful fruit supports your nervous system while also boosting your inner peace. Because a strong step comes not only from muscles, but from the right signals. Have you already included avocado in your daily routine? Did you feel its benefits more in the morning, at lunch, or in the evening? Write in the comments, because we're on this journey together. If this part reminded you of the idea of feeling again, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. In the next part, we'll look at a natural carbohydrate source that provides energy to muscles and brings back lightness to your legs. This food isn't just a sweet potato, it might be the source of your midday energy slump. If you're ready, let's continue together. Because these steps lift not only the body but also confidence. Sometimes you start your morning well, but by midday, your body feels like its battery is dead. Climbing stairs seems like a huge task, standing becomes difficult, and sudden fatigue hits your knees. After a while, when you see a chair, you find yourself heading there without even realizing it. Your body feels like it might not hold you up. This isn't just getting old. It also means your muscles aren't getting the fuel they need. Our muscles don't just run on protein, they also need the right carbs. And here comes the most natural, nutritious, and gentle source of carbohydrates, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are rich in potassium, vitamin C, fiber, and slow-digesting complex carbs. Thanks to these, they regulate muscle contractions, provide steady and balanced energy to cells, and balance blood sugar levels that drop during the day. Because of their high fiber content, they also aid digestion, which is a big help for the slowing metabolism that comes with age. Also, the beta-carotene they contain protects muscle tissue from free radicals. This antioxidant support reduces age-related wear and speeds up recovery. Sweet potatoes are perfect especially for people who often feel tired in their legs, struggle climbing stairs, or find it hard to stand for long periods. That brings to mind Eleanor's story. She was 72 and her energy had declined. Because of afternoon fatigue, she spent most days on the couch. Even housework, shopping, or short walks felt like too much. The first change we made together was adding sweet potatoes to her lunch 4 days a week. She started feeling the difference from the first week. By the third week, she said she began walking to the market. By week 6, she had regained the energy to play outside with her grandchild. Sweet potatoes gave her not only nutrition, but also the freedom to move. So how can you apply this? Here are a few suggestions. Roast sweet potatoes slowly with olive oil and a bit of thyme, crispy outside, soft inside. Mash boiled sweet potatoes and mix in yogurt, lemon juice, and a little olive oil for a healthy puree. Slice sweet potatoes thinly and bake with olive oil for natural chips. Use with lentils or chickpeas to make a filling vegetable gratin. Sweet potatoes give energy to muscles and provide a feeling of fullness without upsetting the stomach, making them ideal for lunch or a midday snack. If you feel your energy suddenly drop during the day, maybe your body is craving this gentle but powerful carbohydrate. And meeting this need with real food is much more effective than with a pack of snacks. How do you eat sweet potatoes? At what time of day do you feel their benefits the most? Don't forget to share in the comments. If this video offered you a solution against midday fatigue, please like it. And subscribe to see the final part of the series. Because the next food is a natural healer that can reactivate your joint fluids. This time, we'll meet a power slowly simmering not in the kitchen, but in the pot. Let's continue together. Strength isn't just in muscles, it's hidden in the right foods. Now, on to the next step. If bending your knees feels hard when you wake up in the morning, if you feel a gap under your kneecap when you stand up from a chair, or if when you walk, your joints don't move with a smooth glide but instead feel like they're rubbing, your body might be telling you something very clear. Your joint fluid might be low. The synovial fluid between our joints is the silent hero of our mobility. It provides slipperiness, absorbs shocks, and protects connective tissues. But as we age, this fluid decreases. At the same time, our connective tissues weaken, cartilage wears down, and pain caused by friction during movement appears. And this is where an old tradition turns into a modern solution: bone broth. Bone broth is a nutrient-rich liquid obtained from slowly simmered bones, packed with collagen, gelatin, glycine, and minerals. Especially collagen helps rebuild connective tissues. Gelatin supports the production of joint fluid, keeps cartilage flexible, and reduces friction during movement. Although collagen supplements are common on the market, bone broth stands out because it's naturally and easily absorbed by the body. Plus, it doesn't just help your joints but also improves your digestive system, immunity, and even sleep patterns. To show how effective this is, let me share George's story. He was 75 and had been using a cane for the past 2 years. Doctors said he felt pain when walking due to loss of fluid in his knees. Together, we started drinking bone broth 4 days a week, homemade, long-simmered broth from marrow bones. He felt slight relief within the first month. By the second month, he only used his cane for balance while walking. By the third month, he realized he could walk without it for the first time. "It's like my knees are oiled," he said. This wasn't just recovery, it was regaining quality of life. So how can you consume bone broth? Here are some tips. Simmer bones in a large pot for at least 6 to 8 hours, adding a bit of vinegar to help minerals dissolve better. Drink it as soup, adding vegetables and spices for flavor. A small cup of bone broth on an empty stomach in the morning supports your joints throughout the day. Drinking warm bone broth before dinner soothes digestion and eases nighttime joint pain. Flavor tip: while cooking bone broth, add bay leaves, black pepper, some garlic, and turmeric. This reduces inflammation and enriches the taste. Bone broth is an ancient recipe endorsed by modern science. It might be one of the missing links you need to regain mobility. Remember, your joints are not just bones. The fluid between, connective tissues, and the nutrients that feed them are the foundation of a healthy life. Have you tried bone broth before? Do you have your own recipe? Share in the comments. Because this series is not just for watching, but for creating together. If this episode gave you new hope and a new recipe, please don't forget to like the video. And if this 6-part series has been helpful, subscribe. because more videos, natural solutions, and real-life stories are coming. Remember, healthy aging isn't just about genetics. It's about the small choices you make every day on your plate. The step you take today can be the strength of tomorrow. Now, take a deep breath. Thank your knees, muscles, and nerves, because now you know how to support them. And this is just the beginning.